Hey there, so today we have another review. Pick this one up. This is from Spencer. So Spencer is, I think, the only one or number two of Trappist breweries in the world. So, or sorry, American Trappist breweries in the world. So, or I guess only Trappist breweries in America. Yeah, pretty cool. This was canned, wow. I did not pick this up, I fresh. This was canned about 6 months ago. But I mean, a Trappist brewery doing pumpkin beer? Okay. The Monkster mash. The Monkster mash. Very funny. I thought it was really interesting. I mean, like, it seems really cool to pick up more Spencer beers. I mean, they're ideally held to quite a standard. I mean, well, there's not like specific quality standards of like what kind of beers they brew. They do stuff that are not really familiar to a lot of Belgian breweries, like IPA and here, pumpkin beer. But ideally, like, you're in a group of breweries that make some really classic, important beers of a certain quality and je ne sais quoi, right? So I thought I'd try it out. Very curious about the Spencer Brewery. So had their Christmas beer, which was good. Yeah, I give good. And let's see how this pumpkin beer turns out. I mean, this has to be the last pumpkin beer that I'm trying for the season. And unfortunately, if you guys didn't, I think someone commented in the, or somebody mentioned in the comments that no Good Gourd this year. Good Gourd, despite being, or Cigar City, despite being like less than 2 hours away from me, is, they only did Good Gourd. They're, like, in my opinion, the best pumpkin beer out there. Only doing it taproom only. So, didn't get to try it this year. I guess, I don't know why. That beer is amazing. I don't know if the sales were low on that guy. That beer needs to be picked up more, but hey. Beer comes in a nice kind of deep gold color. Looks sort of like a familiar pumpkin beer. I mean, somehow they get this nice color on them. Maybe the pumpkin offers a little bit of color because, I mean, I don't know how they're using the pumpkin, but sometimes if you're like, you know, roasting, caramelizing the pumpkin, you might add a little bit of color to it. And, you know, you're doing a base beer that's probably a golden ale, that, right? So, yeah.
Well, that's it. I guess Christmas is
Medium minus A's on that. Smells familiar. A lot of that kind of like pumpkin character. And the funny thing is that when I say pumpkin character, I mean actual pumpkin. A lot of people associate pumpkin beer with the spices that come in pumpkin pie. The allspice, the nutmeg, the cinnamon, all that, the ginger, etc., etc. This literally just smells like actual like candied pumpkin, like the actual fruit. Pumpkins are fruit. Yeah, it's almost like somebody made. You know what it sort of tastes like? It smells like a sweet potato, like roasted sweet potato, and the innards have that kind of like just sweet yellowish flavor, orange, yeah, a sweet yellow flavor, orange flavor, and like to me, sweet potato and pumpkins sort of do that when you like cook them. If it's only sweet potato, I'm like, hey, yeah, cool. Very low in spicing. I don't smell it at all. Then again, this guy's 6 months old, probably sitting on a warm shelf. That is a pumpkin ale. Again, as in like the fruit beer. It really is subtle on spices, huh? I maybe even sense a little bit of oxidation. Let's wait more. Get maybe a little bit papery thing on the back end. Wow. That is very bland beer. I don't get much spice character on this guy at all. I mean, you can blame on the kids got some gifts, so. I mean, drinks good, or drinks well. It probably has a little bit more character than some of those really watery ones. Like I think the last like mediocre one, or I try not to review the quote mass mediocre ones, but like I think I reviewed Shipyard a few years ago, and that was like really bland. This was in that vein, you know. I really wish there's more character to it, especially more of that kind of like pie flavor instead of just the pumpkin. But yeah, there's almost like barely any spice to speak of. I mean, but you know, maybe that's part of their goal. Instead of be heavy-handed like American breweries. The great thing about the Christmas beers that the Trappist breweries are the monastic breweries. I think that's a new category. So it includes the traditional Trappist breweries and also breweries outside of that, like St. Bernardus. I think they're very like gentle-handed on their spicing to really like make it a tertiary flavor that you can't really call out. Like they might add a handful or dozens of spices and ingredients, and you just don't know what's in there because it's all melded in there. It's like, well, is it orange peel? Is it ginger? Is it nutmeg? You know, like it's such tiny amounts where it's just like building on flavors instead of like offering flavors. I think that's what they're doing here, maybe. So you get a nice kind of fruit beer. It doesn't really remind me of Halloween at all, but if you like eating pumpkin or sweet potato, I think you're gonna like this guy. Doesn't really put me in the mood for Halloween and that kind of fall kind of weather thing because the spicing is like very subtle, but 5% really drinkable. I mean, it's fine. It's beer. It's all right, pumpkin flavored beer. Like, let's go with a I'll be 79. 80. Let's go with 80. 80. Spencer, the Monkster mash. All right, that's what a Trappist brewery is doing with pumpkin beer. Who would have thought? Until next time, guys. Cheers. It's so weird thinking about that. I just try to think about like Rochefort doing a pumpkin beer. Yeah, it makes no sense. But Trappist, you know, Spencer's trying cool and fun things. So I'll try to pick up more beers from Spencer if you're curious. Until next time, 79. Later.